I think we all know a Karen in our life who calls the manager, who has a sassy haircut or wants some special privilege that no one else gets and manages to get her way regardless of the outcomes for others.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking pictures calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
So what I think is useful about the Karen meme is it points to these structures of oppression that white women can call the police without fear of being intimidated or arrested for that behavior. I think that those memes allow us to have a certain traction in public discourse about that kind of behavior that wouldn't have been possible without the label of the Karen meme to provide it with a sense of importance and a sense of humor that brings it to life. A lot of these early criticisms of white women specifically, so Becky, Patty, and now the most popular being Karen, a lot of them began on Black Twitter, such that Black women were using these shorthands to point out the different ways that white women were relying on their privilege to get what they wanted without thinking about the consequences for those around them.
You want to call the police on them for having a barbecue on a Sunday at the lake.
Yes.
So I think Karen memes can be distracting when they are about individual behavior rather than pointing to structural problems. I've seen comment sections where, for instance, commenters will call someone a Karen to get them to stop talking. And that is a more misogynistic form of using Karen. However, I've often seen Karen memes pointing out, okay, white women call the police too frequently. Okay, white women are not following mask protocols, or white women want to go get their hair cut more than they want to protect the public health. Those instances are really important social commentary that highlights the ways white women, and perhaps white folks more generally, rely on their own exceptionalism to move in the world. One of the original memes or images that called Karen the N-word was actually a form of satire created by a Canadian advertising company. And it was meant to draw dissent. It was meant to make white women feel angry that they were being maligned in some way. I think that that can happen, and I think it's important to hold space for the idea that Karen can be used to diminish women's voices in general, since I've seen it used in a number of different ways. I also think that calling it a slur deflects from the larger issues that should be brought to bear on these conversations. Issues like white supremacy, issues like police violence. Love it if in all of the Karen brouhaha we also had some Chad or Brad or Kyle memes that drew attention also to the different ways that more people are involved in these systems of oppression. Men as a figure tend to be more universalized or seen as universal. So I wonder if a Kyle or Chad or Brad meme might allow for broader conversations to happen than even Karen memes do.